I'm at Universal Studios to ride the longest, shortest, fan favorite, least fan favorite, and the rides with the longest and shortest waits. But you have to figure out which is which. Hello, MamFam. I'm at Universal Studios Florida today to ride 6 different attractions. And while I'll explain what these rides are like, I'm not going to reveal which one matches with these 6 different adjectives until the end so that you can play along. Should be a fun way to spend the day at the park, so let's get in there. Now, we've played this game once before in this park where I rode the oldest, newest, best, worst, most underrated, and most overrated rides, but today we're mixing it up with a few new words. Now, keep in mind, as you play along today, I'm only filming at Universal Studios Florida, so anything from Jurassic Park, or Marvel Superhero Island, or the Wizarding World of Harry Potter Hogsmeade, none of those rides are on the table, it's just the rides in this park. First up, Race Through New York starring Jimmy Fallon, my least favorite ride in the park. And no, that's not me giving away the answer because I didn't decide on favorite and least favorite. You did. I polled the MamFam in our Patreon Discord channel and asked them to vote on their favorite and least favorite attractions in the park. So that's where I got those answers. I'm just letting you know this is my least favorite ride in the park. And I even like Jimmy Fallon. I don't like feeling really nauseous, which is how I feel getting off this 3D simulator that is gonna take you on a journey to race Jimmy Fallon through New York City and the moon, weirdly. It's complete with a bunch of inside jokes from his show. So if you're a fan of The Tonight Show, boy, this ride is for you. It has a 40-inch height requirement, and as I already mentioned, it makes me really nauseous. So if you get motion sick with simulators, this is probably one I'd skip. Now, what is really cool about this attraction, credit where credit's due, the lobby area, as well as the queue. There's not a traditional queue at this attraction. If it's busy, which it's not right now, it's a 5-minute wait, you will be given a little placard with one of the colors of the NBC Peacock right here. Then when you hear your color called back, it's your time to ride. You can look at props down here from The Tonight Show and all of the different hosts from its inception. You can upstairs, they sometimes have live entertainment, including the Ragtime Gals or #ThePanda. There's also some interactive activities. They're playing clips from The Tonight Show. So the queue area is actually very cool because it's not actually a queue you have to wait in. You can sit down in air conditioning or enjoy some entertainment. I also, again, credit where credit's due, quite enjoy the rules that are presented in the pre-show because they wrap them as opposed to having someone just tell you the rules about keeping your arms, legs, and feet inside the vehicle. And we're in luck today, friends, because I see #ThePanda. Hi, hashtag! You look great. As always. Oh, a supermodel. Are you going to be on the ride? Maybe. I'll have to ride to find out. Bye, hashtag.
Diving. Oh, boy. Oh, wow.
Universal Studios! And now, here he is, Jimmy Fallon! That's right, Roots. Give me a beat. If you're pregnant or your blood pressure's abnormal, I'm sorry. This is my lamb stepdad Gara.
And if you're wondering, that's G-A-R.
Oh, God, no one's wondering how to style.
It just makes me feel so bad inside. I guess if you're like really into Jimmy Fallon, you'd like it. And kids seem to like it. Kids seem to think it's hilarious. And I have a hard time believing that like a bunch of kids are like staying up late to watch Jimmy Fallon and they know who #ThePanda and the L girl are, but kids tend to love that ride. So there you go. On to our second attraction of the day, Revenge of the Mummy. Now this one's a banger. This is a part dark ride, part roller coaster that takes place on the set of one of the Brendan Fraser Mummy movies, which is why when you walk through the queue, it half looks like a movie set and half looks like ancient Egypt. And if you pay close attention to the TV monitors and the clues around you, you'll see that everybody on the crew, save one person, believes that the curse of the mummy is real. I'm sure it'll be fine though. I am sure that Imhotep the mummy from the movie will not come to life magically, kill a team member in front of your eyes, actually multiple team members in front of your eyes, and then try and take your soul as well. That definitely won't happen. But Revenge of the Mummy is awesome, and it's definitely one of the most popular rides in the park, typically having one of the longest waits in the park. It's not super busy right now, so it only has a 25-minute wait, which is awesome. Regardless, I'm still going in single rider, so I don't have to wait at all. Plus, I don't know if I've ever been through single rider. I don't actually remember right now off the top of my head, so I want to see what the queue looks like. Revenge of the Mummy has a 48-inch height requirement, and it also has lockers, meaning anything bigger than a fanny pack needs to go in a locker, so I gotta drop my camera off in there. The lockers are free while you're riding the attraction, unless you need a bigger locker, then it is a couple of dollars. Ride bangs. That ride is so fun. These pigeons are out of control. What are you doing? I have no proof, but the pigeons seem to congregate here in New York. Like, do they know they're in New York? Is this theming? Did Universal do this? I don't see the pigeons in Wizarding World, I'm just saying. They know they're a staple in New York. Anyway, that ride bang, single rider was awesome. I literally didn't stop walking until I got up to the load area. So single rider, a great choice if you want to ride it again and again, or it's got a longer wait, or you don't have express. Just know that you're going to be filling in with odd numbered parties, so your group's going to get split up. But excellent ride, amazing, incredible. And now we're on to the next one. The bangers don't stop now because we're headed to ride Fast and the Furious Supercharge. No, I'm not kidding. I genuinely love this attraction, even though that is a wildly unpopular opinion, and a lot of people hate this ride. Fast and Furious Supercharge puts you in the middle of the action with Dom, Letty, Roman, and all your favorite members of the family as you have to escape from Gaston on a party bus. It's ridiculous, but it is based on a film franchise where Ludacris drives a Fiero to space. So, like, it's actually not that ridiculous. It's got a 40-inch height requirement. It's not usually got too long of a line. It's a 20-minute wait right now, but I am once again going to go through the single rider queue, not only to save 20 minutes, but because there is a very cool detail you can only see in the single rider queue. I want to see if it's still there. But note that when you're walking through the queue and you see cars, like here's Dom's Charger right here, these are screen-used cars. So if you're a fan of the franchise like I am, that's pretty cool. All right, here's the detail I like. It's called the trophy case, and it's where Dom is storing all his pink slips and his car keys from all the cars he's won in street racing. But if you take a look at some of them, they are nods to other Universal attractions. For example, this one right here is a Ford Anglia. It's got a rubber chicken as the keychain, and it was owned by Arthur Weasley. So that's the flying car from Harry Potter. Right here, this car was owned by Beau Bandit Darville, and then you can take a look at the keychain there. That's from Smokey and the Bandit. You've also got, let's see, there's a couple more. Oh, this one right here was owned by Elwood Blues, and the keychain is from Chicago, so that's the Blues Brothers car. This one was owned by Emmett L. Brown in Hill Valley, and if you look, you may know what car that is. It hits 88 miles an hour where it's going. It doesn't need any roads. And then this one is not so much an Easter egg about the car, it's the keychain. It's for Earthquake, the big one, because that attraction used to sit where this one does. And lastly, this is just a funny joke from the Fast and Furious movies, is that one of the family members from Dom's gang is named Han, but they don't often say it. His last name is Solo, but it's spelled SEOUL-OH, like the city in Korea, but obviously it's a Star Wars reference. Now, the bad thing about going through the single rider queue is the fact that you do skip the pre-shows. When it comes to wait times, Universal stops the clock when you get to the first pre-show in attractions because that means the attraction experience has begun. And the 2 pre-shows here are very funny. They contain live actors, team members that are joking around and make very funny references, not only to Fast and Furious, but what's going on around you. That's also where you're gonna learn the story. They're kind of telling you the story here through the screen and through hearing The Rock and Ludacris talk to each other, as well as the wanted poster for Owen Shaw. But unless this is a really long line, I do not recommend doing single rider because the pre-show is just so excellent. So to give us the full attraction experience today, let's go ahead and roll some pre-show footage.
Yeah, come on in, folks, all the way up here at the front with me or by the doors on your left side. Again, stay away from the doors in the back. They are haunted. Aye, Captain. Peace. Peace. Thanks, man. You guys will be heading into the war room to meet my good friend. You're already leaving.
Just got a heads up from Hobbs. The FBI is about to raid your location.
Of course they are.
You heard the man.
Yeah.
It's about to go to a whole nother level.
Like your eyebrows.
Send everybody to the loading dock.
No, really, they're beautiful. Okay, well, you're a diversion now. If you get caught by the FBI, my name was Pat. Thanks in advance.
What did that tell them? Anywhere you are? Bad guys use a nightlight. I'm the reason the boogeyman begs his mama to look after his bed.
Alright, look guys, we're gonna keep Shaw from finding you. To keep you safe, we need your help.
Ladies, just back up a little bit. I got it. It's lightweight. We don't work for nobody. Papa suggested clear out of here, otherwise we can't guarantee your safety. Driver, move that vehicle. It's about to get real interesting.
Okay, guys, it's showtime. Come to the left.
How about you eat asphalt?
Don't think you're getting away. Come in the Don't worry, I got this.
We're not gonna make it!
Ride or die.
Not kidding, I love that ride. It is so ridiculous. And the merchandise is so intense. I love it. I love everything about it. Wherever you go, I go. If you ride, I ride. If you die, I die. Feels like a big commitment for someone who just joined the family. But, you know, Dom isn't one to be subtle. Also, a funny little behind the scenes moment. I was put on the ride and one of the team members called me by name, but I didn't recognize the team member. And then he said a quote from Howling Horror Nights that sounded an awful lot like a goblin that I talked to a couple times. So. And now from the magical world of drag racing streetcars to the wizarding world of Harry Potter. We are, in fact, headed into Diagon Alley, and there's only one ride in there. So you know where we're going. But why are we going to Harry Potter and the Escape from Gringotts? Still not sure. Well, let me be clear. I'm sure. I know which word it is. But that's the whole game, right? Welcome, friends, to Diagon Alley, where we're headed to Gringotts Bank to make a withdrawal. Harry Potter and the Escape from Gringotts is a part roller coaster, part dark ride, part 3D simulator, where you will join Harry, Ron disguised as a Death Eater, and Hermione disguised as Bellatrix Lestrange as they head into the depths of Gringotts Bank to Bellatrix's vault to try and secure the Horcrux. Much like any time the Golden Trio goes on an adventure, I'm sure the plans will run seamlessly and nothing will go wrong. It has a 42-inch height requirement, and while it is partly a 3D simulator, it doesn't make me near as nauseous as something like the Simpsons ride or Escape from New York starring Jimmy Fallon. But note, it does have lockers like Revenge of the Mummy, so if you've got anything like a camera like I do, or a big bag, you're gonna have to put it in there. It is an incredibly popular attraction, as you can imagine. It has a 40-minute wait right now, which is not too long, but it's not very busy today. However, it does also have single rider, which I'm gonna go through. Just note, single rider basically bypasses the best part of the queue, which is walking into the Gringotts Bank lobby. I cannot recommend that enough, especially for my Harry Potter fans. So I don't necessarily recommend single rider unless you're trying to re-ride again or you just simply don't care about the bank.
Muggles might describe the journey to the vault. Climbing, stopping and diving. Even some in the magical community find the ride a bit challenging. The following safety...
I believe we're also skipping the pre-show. where you see Bill. Wow, you're really not supposed to walk with those on. So yeah, then for those reasons, I don't prefer single rider, but it's shorter. I will say single rider was not near as efficient as it was at Revenge of the Mummy, where I just kept walking and jumped on. It's actually pretty backed up. It all has to do with the ride popularity, with the ride flow, with the guest groups. So I have found that while it can be faster and it's usually more efficient than the single rider over at Velocicoaster or Haggard's Magical Creatures Motorbike Adventure TM, if it's not super long line, I do recommend walking through the whole queue so you can not only see the bank but the pre-show, and also you might not save that much time in single rider. But absolutely must do, and we're off and into our next land. Welcome to Springfield, home of The Simpsons, where we are headed on Kang and Kodos Twirl and Hurl. This is a spinner style attraction themed to the aliens from The Simpsons. You know, I gotta say it, I've never seen The Simpsons, so I have no idea how aliens tie into it. Maybe someone in the comments can let me know. But despite that, I do find this attraction pretty entertaining, because if you listen closely, the aliens are trying to hoodwink you into helping them destroy humans. And it's actually like very funny what they say. But it doesn't have a height requirement. It's a Dumbo style ride. It's not a must do for most people. It's a good filler attraction. It doesn't usually have too long a wait. Right now it's 10 minutes. So I will see you in the air.
Welcome, trusting tourists, to this non-threatening time waster. You have nothing to fear except for too much fun.
Feel foolish? The only way to earn your freedom is to help us attack Springfield. Aim your craft at your friends and neighbors. You know you want to. Have you never invaded a city before? Get me a big one. Your performance today sickens me.
As I was leaving, the alien said, "Please be nice and don't tell your fellow humans that we're actually bloodthirsty aliens." So it's pretty funny. Also, the wait time up to 25 minutes. I will say I probably waited closer to 20 minutes. I must have walked in just before they switched the wait time. But relatively speaking, not super long. It just has a slow load and unload because there's only so many vehicles. That said, I wouldn't recommend most people wait 20 minutes to ride this. Unless you've got a little one that's not tall enough to ride everything else, or you like love The Simpsons, it's probably a skip for most people. All right, we've got one attraction left, and we are headed past a swamp to get there. That's right, we made it into the new DreamWorks land, and we are headed past Shrek's swamp to the Trollercoaster, which I haven't seen a car run on it yet, so I'm worried it may be closed right now. But that is the final attraction on my list. Oh, here it goes. The Catterbus is on the move. The Trolls Trollercoaster is your kid's first coaster here in this park. It has a 36-inch height requirement, and it's not super long. Just a little loop-de-loop here to see if they enjoy a roller coaster. Now, it used to be Woody Woodpecker's Nut House coaster, but the track is the exact same. They just rethemed it when they redid this whole land and opened it last year for DreamWorks. Now, despite not being super intense, or I would even say super popular, it does end up having a longer line than you may expect sometimes. That's because it is only one vehicle on the track, and it takes a while to load and unload time and time again. So for most people, I would say this is not worth waiting in a line for. But if you've got a little one who loves Trolls, or you want to see if they like roller coasters, or you've got Express, then I enjoy it because I am a big fan of the Trolls franchise. Especially this guy right here. He's my fave.
So, let's get as far from these spiders as possible.
All right, so there you have it, our 6 rides of the day. Race Through New York starring Jimmy Fallon, Revenge of the Mummy, Fast and Furious Supercharged, Harry Potter and the Escape from Gringotts, Kang and Kodos Twirl and Hurl, and the Trolls Trollercoaster. But which one matches up with these 6 words? Now's the time to find out. First up, which of these attractions is the longest? Now, this does not include queue time. It is where the pre-show begins and where you get off the attraction. And the answer? Fast and Furious Supercharged. Not even counting the time walking from the pre-shows to loading the bus, you're looking at an 11-minute attraction. So that's both pre-shows and the actual ride part, making it the longest ride in the park. The runners-up, including pre-shows, E.T. Adventure at 9 minutes and Despicable Me Minion Mayhem at 8. If you thought I was going to say Fast and Furious Supercharged was least favorite, I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed. Also, let the record reflect, just because I love Fast and the Furious, it's in a campy, like, silly, ridiculous way. Please don't wait a long line for it. Okay. Anyway, the shortest attraction, Trollercoaster. It clocks in at just under 60 seconds, which is about the right amount of time for a kid's first coaster. The runner-up, Kang and Kodos Twirl and Hurl, which is around 90 seconds. Next up, the longest wait. Now, I am not talking about just the longest wait today. I'm talking about the longest average wait. For the answers here, I turned to a website called Thrill Data, which tracks all kinds of information when it comes to theme parks, including the wait times every day. So, for longest and shortest waits, I used the average wait over the last year to get the answer. Longest wait? Harry Potter and the Escape from Gringotts. It had an average wait of 57 minutes over the last year. Coming in second, kind of a surprise, Despicable Me Minion Mayhem at 45 minutes. That one, not as popular, but does not have a very fast load and unload. And coming in third, Hollywood Rip Ride Rocket at 43 minutes. Shortest wait? Kang and Kodos Twirl and Hurl, an average over the last year of a 20-minute wait. Just edging out Illumination's Villain Con Minion Blast came in second at 21 minutes of an average wait, and in third, Race to New York starring Jimmy Fallon with an average wait of 22 minutes. Which just leaves the fan-based categories. Again, this is voted on by you, the MamFam, in our Discord. Let's start with the least favorite, huh? End on a high note. Probably not a big surprise. Race to New York starring Jimmy Fallon. The MamFam and I agree on that one. It edged out the Simpsons ride, which was a close second for least favorite attraction, and then in a distant third, Hollywood Rip Ride Rocket. Those folks will be thrilled to know that that ride is closing forever later this year. I assume that's because it gives you a headache. That's why that attraction doesn't rate super high for me, because while it is a fun, intense coaster, and I do like the fact that you get to choose your music and secret menu song Kermit available, it does give me a headache. And the fan favorite attraction in Universal Studios Florida, Revenge of the Mummy. It barely beat out Harry Potter and the Escape from Gringotts, which lost by only about 5 votes, and then getting about a third of the amount of votes of Revenge of the Mummy, E.T. Adventure, which I do like seeing make the podium. For the record, those would be my top 3 rides in this park as well, so the MamFam and I agree. Men in Black Alien Attack also got a good amount of votes, and that one is also pretty great. Well, friends, that is a wrap on today's video. I hope you had fun following along here at Universal Studios Florida. Let me know if you want to see more videos like this, more games in the park. We're always trying to come up with new and creative ways to showcase these parks that we all love so much. And in the meantime, friends, make sure to rate, review, subscribe, follow us on social media, come hang out with the MamFam in Discord. Check out our Patreon if you haven't. We share behind the scenes things, and that's how people voted on this video. And until next time, friends, I'm Molly, and it's been magical.